Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Black Box Down panel. It's me, Gus, and it's Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
There you are. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm ready to
We're
panel.
You ready to panel? Before we get to the panel, I want to say right before we went live, the hosts were running a poll asking what the best snack for a long flight would be if they offered different alternatives on planes. And one of the options was popsicles, and popsicles only got 7% of the vote. And I feel like popsicles were robbed. I would love to eat a popsicle on a plane.
Yeah, but popsicles are kind of sticky and messy. And you think about like sitting down on a plane chair and you go and you put your arms down and the armrests are all like popsicle sticky. I don't know.
But this, I, I
I think
like I like the idea of a cold snack. I feel like there's not enough ice cream or like
oh,
cold
that's
options on a
definitely
plane.
true. I mean, I think the idea like in a best world scenario, like this is like the perfect world, then yeah, popsicles and ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
But
Every
I
now
don't
and then
have that much.
I've had ice
Yeah,
cream a couple times on a plane offered, but it's not very common at all.
no one's
Um,
ever offered me ice cream. That's not
so
true. That's not true. To when I flew to Australia, I got some ice cream.
that's what I was going to say. Sometimes when you fly to Australia and New Zealand, they'll have Magnum bars that they'll give out
Yeah.
on the flights. If you're really fancy, I've been in business class a few times. They'll have a have you ever flown internationally on business class and they have a Sunday cart?
Internationally, no. I
They'll
flew
bring
business
through
class.
they'll bring through a cart with ice cream and ask you what kind of toppings you want on your sundae, and they'll make it for you right there. Uh, if you have to fly a lot in order to be able to get that. But we haven't even explained what the panel is. We're here. It's Black Box Down. It's a panel all about aviation incidents. It's a podcast Chris and I have been hosting now for a little over a year. We started in April of 2020. Before we get too far into it, I'd be remiss if I didn't also give a huge shout out to our producer, Dennis, who does the bulk of the research. He puts so much work into every episode. We would not be able to do the podcast without him. Thank you so much, Dennis, for all of your hard work in the podcast. We all truly appreciate it. Dennis also put together a fun quiz for us today. I want to tell everyone right now, they can go to roosterteeth.com/play if they want to play along with the quiz that we're going to be doing. And that way they can see and they can interact, and we'll see how much they've learned from the podcast as well. I also want to, before we get too far into it, want to remind everyone that we have some new merch that's dropping today, right now. Chris and I are both wearing the two options of the shirt. There's a black version of our shirt and like a navy one. Oh, there they are, and they've got graphics for it. And we also got our old logo mug and a decal and a bumper sticker. I love that bumper sticker, podcast for my co-pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the mug right here. Black Box
The
Down.
decal I have on my laptop, which you can't see because I'm using it, but I did take a picture of it in an airport.
You got that? Oh, look at that.
So you could see it in real life at an airport. Probably, I guess if you saw that, you wouldn't think too much.
No,
it's like
fine.
yeah.
That graphic could be worse.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I think that's all the business we got. I guess people, if you buy anything between now and midnight, they get triple points over at the Rooster Teeth store at store.roosterteeth.com.
For Black Box Down items.
Points on Black Box Down items. Now, starting now through midnight, so it's like the midnight Central Time. That's the next 11 hours.
And if you don't know what the point system, it's a new rewards program for Rooster Teeth, where if you have a roosterteeth.com account and then you buy merch, you get free stuff. Just like a lot of other rewards, you buy something, you get points. Use those points for free shipping or free like gift certificates and stuff like that. And now you get 2 times
coupons, yeah.
Coupons, and I love coupons.
Yeah, they help out. This whole TV show is about coupons.
There's
whole podcast. Yeah, like have you ever seen extreme couponing about people who'd like try to go and buy a bunch of food at a grocery store and spend no money or get money back?
That's crazy.
If you've never seen it, it's an incredible show. People go and buy like thousands of dollars worth of food and not pay it. That's not what we're focused on. Our obsession here is airplanes and airplane incidents. So we're going to be a little more broad. We're not going to be talking about any disasters or accidents today. We're going to be doing a little quiz about planes in general. So hopefully everyone's already gone to roosterteeth.com/play. They've loaded up the quiz. If you're watching right now, you can play along. I see plenty of people in chat. Yeah, I see. Who is this? Benevolent says podcasts are legit my co-pilots. So yeah, hopefully you're there, and you want to get started on this quiz, Chris? I'm going to play the quiz master.
I'm a little nervous, but yes. Should I do it? Should I do it on roosterteeth.com/play?
No. You're going to be talking to me.
Okay.
If you just did it on the roosterteeth.com/play, then we wouldn't really have a panel.
Well, I know, but I was like, I'm nervous about my score being public.
Well, we're going to go pretty broad. I think it would be. I don't think anybody. I wouldn't expect you or really anybody or most people to get all of these right. But there's some you should be able to understand. If we can go ahead and pull it up. So we have a diagram of a plane with a bunch of different parts numbered, and we're just going to go through the different parts and see how many you can identify.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can see. Can you see number one right there?
At the very, very top?
It's like on the far left.
Yeah, that's number one. Yeah.
What is that part of the plane called? We have multiple choice.
Okay, good. I was like, I could make a couple.
Yeah. Is it the cabin, the cockpit, or the bridge?
That is the cockpit. Could it also be considered the nose?
Oh, you tell me.
The nose of the plane? I would say it's the cockpit. Nose is an option.
So is that your final
answer? Cockpit.
We're gonna give it a few minutes. Looks like cockpit's a very popular choice. Let me pull that over so I can see a little better.
I think you should wait. I think we should wait to show the results until after I've answered.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Because then it could it's unfair.
It would influence you. Just you go on the honor system, Chris. Don't look at the bottom.
Well, okay, I'll just hold my hands up.
Yeah, the answer, you are correct, Chris. It is the cockpit.
But would the nose also be an acceptable answer?
I mean, you could say it's like the nose of the plane, because the nose would be like the very front. This is pointing like specifically into the windows. If you see that little line there, so I would say that's more specifically the cockpit. If it was pointing towards like the rounded tip, I would say nose.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Can you see number 2 there? I don't know if you have access to the graphic as well, Chris.
I see it.
Okay. What is that part of the plane called? We got 3 different options there. It's like the leading edge of the wing there. Is it called flaps, ailerons, or slats?
I thought the flaps are in the back.
I see you talking through it, trying to figure it out.
Go back. Wait. They took away the image. Okay. All right. What are my options?
The flaps, the ailerons, or the slats?
I think the flaps are in the back. Or am I wrong? It's either flaps or... I thought the flaps are in the back of the wing. But maybe it is the flaps. I feel like flaps is the safe answer.
Really trying to talk through it.
God,
I feel like I don't want to give you too many spoilers about it.
But you can.
I don't want to give you too many hints.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm trying to describe it a little bit more. It's like the leading edge of the wing. At the very front. When I say that, I mean like the very front part of the wing, like towards the front of the plane, not the back.
Okay, and there was aileron. I can't say
flaps,
that word.
Ailerons, or slats.
Slats. Can I say slats? Is that wrong? I just feel like I thought the flaps were in the back.
So what are you saying? I don't know. You keep going back and forth saying like two different
I'll
things.
say slats.
All right. Chris is locking in slats. Chris, that is correct. It is actually the slats.
Oh. I think I did better than the audience.
You did better than the audience. All your flap talk may have confused them there. All right. Let's go on to number 3. You see number 3? It's like a kind of at the top above 2 there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This is the part of the plane that sticks out to the side. I don't know how else to describe it. Is that the horizontal stabilizer, the wing, or the elevator?
The wing? Is that too straightforward? The wing? It's the wing, right? Unless are you talking about that, right?
Yeah, you tell me. I like it in chat here. I see Caladris25 is asking, has anyone pulled up a tab with a cheat sheet yet? Don't worry, you don't have to cheat. You're not getting a grade.
Except for I am.
You're not getting a grade. You're just getting judged.
Okay. You're
doing good. I'm impressed so far, Chris.
It's the wing, right? I mean, unless you're talking about a specific part of it that I'm not thinking about, but I think that's just the wing. I'm gonna go with the wing.
You can think through the other options I've given you and see if that helps you at all. So I said it's either the horizontal stabilizer, the wing, or elevator.
The horizontal stabilizer, those are in the back though, right?
I mean, I know. I'm shrugging like I don't know, but I do know.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with the wing.
All right.
I'm just gonna wing it.
There we go. There it is. So Chris, you are correct. It is wing. Ooh, we had an overwhelming majority select wing there. There's a little bit of you're right. It was kind of like a head fake. It's like, that one's almost too easy.
Yeah, it's like I was like looking for the fake out.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. You see number 4 there? It's like a little closer in.
Yep. I'm ready. Flaps. Final answer. Lock it in.
Well, let's see some answers.
Okay.
Let's see some options.
All right.
Number 4, it could be the spoilers, the flaps, or the winglet.
I don't know what a winglet is. Are those little triangles? I'm gonna go with flaps.
You're going with flaps. This is like on the back of the wing.
Let me see the image again.
Not quite all the way at the edge, but pretty close to the edge there.
Unless
on the top side.
Well, what are those on 11, 12? What are those?
Oh, that's a good question, Chris. You're looking ahead at some of the other things. It's making you second guess your confidence.
I know it is. Say them again.
So your options are the spoilers, the flaps, or a winglet.
Show me the image again.
There's lots of concentration going on.
Let's see.
We have quite a few people in chat over here. Nagar is saying, I'm doing surprisingly well given that every time I see the diagram, my brain goes, yes, that is a plane.
Flaps, because they go. Yeah, I think it's the flaps. I'm stick with my gut.
So Chris is going with flaps for number 4. Looks like you got the overwhelming majority of chat with you. It's like 84% of chat is agreeing that is the flaps. Number 4, that is the spoilers.
Oh my God!
Only 12% got that right. Spoilers. So like you can tell, they're not quite on the edge. They're close to the edge on the back. They call them spoilers because they spoil lift. So when the plane lands, those will go up to disrupt the airflow over the wing to try to help keep the plane down and keep it from going up again as you're coming into land.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't feel bad about that one, Chris. Almost everyone was with you on that one.
I also probably messed them up because I was so confident in my wrong answer at the top. And then I started looking ahead and I was like, wait, other things could be flaps.
it's a little difficult for me to try to explain some of these parts because I want to, when I'm trying to, in my head, when I want to describe them to you or want to explain them, I want to use the names of other parts that we're going to be talking about. Like it's close to the blank. It was like, well, I can't say that because that's coming up. Specifically, that plays into number 5, which is next. If you want to show that that graphic to Chris or to the stream, that is, you have 3 options here. Number 5, is that the cabin, the fuselage, or the body? Cabin, fuselage, or body?
The fuselage? That's just like the main chunk.
The main, the main chunk. It's like, yeah, I guess it's like the thing. How do you describe it without using any of these words? It's the part of the plane that the wings attach to.
Yeah, that's the fuselage. That's the fuselage.
It's funny. I never thought about it until right now. There's a significant amount of like French sounding or French based words when it comes to aviation. Like I think about the fuselage and the empennage, which we covered in a fairly recent episode.
But is it the fuselage?
So Chris, you're locking in fuselage for number 5. Let's go ahead and see. It looks like most of the audience agreed with you. What is that, like 81% or so? That is correct. It is the fuselage.
Which,
good.
It's a confusing name, I think, because I want to think, oh, that's where all the fuel goes.
Well, it's not the fuselage.
I know, but it sounds, in my head, I'm like, yes, the fuselage.
It does. Well, so earlier when we were covering the wing, I wanted to say it's the part of the plane that connects to the fuselage, but I couldn't say that because I knew number 5 was the fuselage. It's like how do you try to describe a wing without using the word fuselage, or how do you describe where it is in relation to everything else?
Yeah,
you're doing good so far, Chris. Oh, I haven't been keeping track. I hope someone's been keeping track of how many you've got right. Let me make a quick note.
I missed 1 out of 4.
You missed 1. We've
5.
done 5 so far. Yeah, you got cockpit, you got slats, you got wing, you did not get spoilers, and you got fuselage.
Spoiler.
All right, yeah, and I want to remind everyone they can go to roosterteeth.com/play if they want to vote and try to play along with us. Number 6. All right, let's show Chris that diagram. Number 6, it's on the back part of the plane, the part that sticks straight up from the fuselage at a 90-degree angle, it connects to it.
Okay.
Is that the vertical stabilizer, the tail, or the rudder? That's the vertical stabilizer, the tail, or the rudder? That's
the vertical stabilizer.
Ooh, that's some measured confidence coming from Chris there. It's like you don't want to get too confident after an earlier misstep.
And I almost wanted to have a question mark at the end of that, as if you would tell me, but then I know you won't. So, vertical stabilizer.
Well, I got to keep it vague. I also got to make sure we have time for the audience to vote if they want to, if they're playing along at roosterteeth.com/play.
We just stretch and show off this cool shirt.
Do you feel like since we've been doing the podcast,
maybe the shirt has the answers.
Oh, you get plus 10 points if you're wearing the shirt.
Yes.
Do you think like before we started doing this podcast, did you know any of these? Like, do you feel like you've learned? Yeah, I learned all of these.
I knew the wings and the cockpit.
You're learning quite a bit. Hopefully, the audience is learning with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, number 6, like you were I was asking you about, number 6 is actually the vertical stabilizer. It looks like most people got that one correct. It's the easiest one to remember because it's vertical.
Yeah. But it could be tricky. It could be.
Yeah. Especially if you're not, 100% confident. It's in the back of the plane. You might call it the tail.
There's 2 things back there too. On that.
Go on.
Look, see, there's a 7 and a 6.
Oh yeah.
Now we got to figure out what 7 is.
Well, lucky for us, I just did the math, and 7 comes after 6. So number 7, what is that part?
We just ran the numbers.
It's on the back part of the vertical stabilizer. Is that the horizontal stabilizer, the rudder, or winglet?
I think that's the rudder. Because like a ship.
You think it turns that way? You think it turns like side to side?
Yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the rudder.
We'll see. It's definitely back there on the back part of the vertical stabilizer. When I was a kid, I always thought that the vertical stabilizer looked like a shark fin. I always thought it was cool. Like the plane's a shark. You know, it's like if you can see it going through like a cloud, we're just like, oh, they did that joke in Airplane where the vertical stabilizer's coming through the clouds. I probably saw that as a kid, and that's why I thought about it. I used to love that movie when I was young. Ooh, a lot of people think that it's the rudder.
A lot.
This might be the
poor winglet has
percent.
No love for the winglet.
No love for the winglet. Well, with a name like Winglet, not a spoiler or anything, you kind of think it would be on the wing.
Unless it was like a baby wing that's attached to the vertical stabilizer.
But yeah, number 7, I can tell you, is actually the rudder. You are correct, Chris. Yeah. It does. It operates just like you said. It turns to the side, and it helps control.
How much of the steering is done through engine manipulation, where you power one engine up, and then also rudder? Also, like, well, what else would it be?
Well, you have to think about there's several different axes that a plane can move on, right? So the rudder would control. Wait, I want to make sure I'm not spoiling anything for later.
Okay, you can. You want to answer this question later?
Well, I'll say this without using, because this we are going to cover some of this stuff later. So without getting into like the technical stuff, you just got to think about like if a plane's flying in this direction, it can essentially turn on one axis, like where it stays flat and turns left and right. It can pitch up and down, and then it can also roll or bank left and right. So a lot of turns, like when you're on a plane and you're coming into land or you're taking off, you might feel the plane bank a little bit and turn. Like that's one kind of turn where one wing dips down and the other one comes up, and it kind of banks off to the side. The rudder is responsible for movement on this axis, where it's turning left and right while the plane stays in a flat elevation or flat attitude. A good attitude. We never made the ask me about my bad attitude shirt.
No, but we should.
We should. So yeah, the rudder is very important for that, for turns on that axis.
So, but like, how much of it is done through engine manipulation, like powering?
So they would. Again, I got to look and make sure I'm not spoiling anything. I don't think I am. What you're talking about there, like doing, that's called asymmetric thrust, where you have one engine giving more thrust than another. That is typically not done unless there's an emergency or a problem of some kind. Oh. Typically, the engines operate in unison together. It would, for the most part, be unusual.
Maybe I'm just like, I was like more prone to think of that because I feel like we've talked about it in the podcast because it's always in emergencies. So like,
right. Yeah. So you are more familiar with it than most other people. Most people probably would not think about that.
When I tell people about this podcast, like, oh, do you know a lot about planes? Like, I know a lot about planes crashing.
I know how not to fly a plane.
Yes, exactly.
If you've ever had an empty fridge or pantry but still putting off going to the grocery store because you really just did not want to, well, HelloFresh has you covered. HelloFresh cuts out those stressful grocery store trips and meal planning with less prep, less effort, minimal cleanup, but maximum flavor. They just want you to enjoy cooking again and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes. HelloFresh's calorie-smart options make it easier to enjoy tasty, lower-calorie meals this summer without needing to scour the grocery store for ingredients and search the internet high and low for easy recipes. We've all done it. I love whenever I get my box of HelloFresh. I always go through the recipes right away, try to figure out what I'm most excited about. But honestly, it all tastes great. and it's so fast to do. I've said this before many times. It's so awesome, even after a long day at work, to just like focus on making the meal. Super easy steps, and when you're done, it's like a super quick project, and you get to eat it and enjoy it. Awesome. So go to hellofresh.com/blackboxdown14 and use code blackboxdown14. That's blackboxdown and the number 1 and the number 4 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/blackboxdown14 and use code blackboxdown14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
On the Jordan Harbinger Show, you'll hear amazing stories from people that have lived them, from spies to CEOs, even an undercover agent who infiltrated the Gambino crime family. You're about to hear a preview of the Jordan Harbinger Show with Jack Garcia, who did just that.
My career was 24 out of 26 years was solely dedicated working undercover. Now I walk in, I'm in the bar. Now there's a barmaid there, good-looking young lady. She's serving me a drink. Hey, what would you like? Usually my drink was give me a Kettle One martini, 3 olives, glass of water on the side. I finish the drink. The guys come in. I'm gonna go in my pocket, take out the big wad of money. Bam! I give her $100. If you're with the mob, I say, hey Jordan, you're on record with us. That means we protect you. Nobody could shake you down. We could shake you down, but you're on record with us.
For more on how Jack became so trusted in the highest levels of the Gambino organization, check out episode 392 of The Jordan Harbinger Show.
All right, let's go ahead and we'll move on to number 8 here. It's at the very back of the plane, at the very end.
Butthole, final answer.
Chris calls it the butthole. Number 8, what is the technical term for the butthole of the plane? Is it the auxiliary power unit, the tail, or the engine? Again, auxiliary power unit, tail, or engine?
I think the tail.
Trying to figure out what, as Chris so eloquently put it, what the butthole of the plane is. We got pretty split. Looks like fairly even. Is that even? No, I can't see. No, a lot of more people, way more people on tail. Right now,
but a good number in APU.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at you using technical jargon.
Well, it's just it's just the acronym. It's not too technical.
Do you remember? This is not part of the quiz. We'll call this bonus. Okay. Do you remember what the APU does?
Yeah. It powers things that. Okay. It powers everything that's not like the main part of the plane, like the engines and stuff, right? Is that right?
Let's answer this one, and then we'll talk about that. So Chris is locking in tail for number 8. Number 8 is actually the auxiliary power unit, APU.
Fart.
It's there. It's in the butthole of the plane. The APU it's basically like another engine that doesn't produce thrust. That's at the back of the plane. So it can provide electrical power for the plane. That's why, like you called it the butthole, that's why it's got an exhaust there at the very end, because it has to exhaust fumes somewhere, so it exhausts them out.
Man.
It is in the tail of the plane, the tail section of the plane, so I could see why you would say that. But the tail is more broad, like all encompassing.
Man.
In chat, Andre Cat says APU is close to anus, ergo.
Oh. Well, that's a good one of the. What do they call those memory things?
Like a mnemonic.
Yeah, it's a good mnemonic.
Peter H says APU literally farts out the plane's gases.
Yeah.
Number 9.
I stand by my first answer.
The butthole. That's definitely a. I won't call it that in the podcast, but you and I will give each other a knowing wink. We'll know it's really the butthole.
Knowing brown wink.
Number 9. It's like what is that? The back part of the parts of the plane that stick out from the fuselage on the back of the plane. Is that the aileron, horizontal stabilizer, or elevator? Aileron, horizontal stabilizer, or elevator?
I think that is the elevator.
Chris, thinking elevator. Looks like early on, chat is agreeing with you. A few people thinking aileron, and in third place, horizontal stabilizer.
I think it's the elevator.
What?
I'm still here.
Yeah. I'm curious. What makes you think it's the elevator? What was your thought process on that, Chris?
Well, if it goes up,
Oh, there's a dog.
little doggy.
What's the dog's name?
Oh, this is Gracie. She's a nice little pup.
I love that dog, and I want to steal it.
My mom has 2 dogs, Gracie and Alice, and Gracie's the sweet one, and then Alice is the mean one. I mean, she's like not mean, but she's like Gracie's like the nice little puppy that'll just like kind of like do whatever. Alice will bark at stuff.
It's important. It's an important job for a dog.
Yeah. And since Alice has it, Gracie gets to be nice.
Right, we're gonna. So, I'm sorry. I think I interrupted you. What was your thought process for picking elevator there?
Okay. So, well, I think if it tilts up, it could push the plane down, or tilt back. It might help push. I just think the physics of it suggest it would help lift or dip the plane.
Well, Chris, you're right. That is the elevator. Your logic is correct.
We did it. We did it.
When it comes up, then that causes the air to go over it in this direction, so the plane will rise. If it goes down, then the air comes down along with it, and it causes the plane to nose down. We talked about that. Actually, no, we talked about something else. I'll get to that in a second. I think we have talked about the elevator in some incidents. If not, it's going to definitely be a factor in some that we have coming up. Number 10. This is the part of the plane that the elevator is attached to. It looks like small wings coming out to the sides from the back of the plane. What is that? Is that the horizontal stabilizer, the spoiler, or the winglet?
I think that's the horizontal stabilizer.
Chris, feeling kind of confident there. That was kind of a quick answer. Oh, lots of people early on. Horizontal stabilizer seems to be in the lead.
Though I do like the word winglet.
It's been the answer a few times.
Yeah, it sounds like I would order it at as an appetizer at Applebee's or something. Can I get a
wings are already small. What's like a wing?
Can I get an order of barbecue winglets?
I feel like they would call boneless wings winglets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or almost, it's like popcorn chicken. Those are like winglets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have horizontal stabilizer nearly at 100%. I think we can lock that one in. That is indeed the horizontal stabilizer. It was not the spoiler. I didn't want to say it. We said spoiler earlier. We pointed where the spoiler was. Spoiler was number 4.
Yeah. I appreciate the person who voted for winglet for the whoever did that. I appreciate you.
Okay. Number 11. This is the very back edge of the wing. It's the sections closest to the fuselage.
Sorry, someone, Tinfus in chat said it's the small wing of the horizontal stabilizer.
Okay, yeah, it's the back parts of the wing. What?
Sorry, there's another funny answer. Kuba Waka said it's the butt knives.
The butt? What? I didn't even get that.
Well, if the butt of the plane
had
the
knives
butthole and its butt, that's the butt knives.
Hey, wrong version saying I stole his joke because he said it's boneless wings. I said it like 40 seconds before you. We're on a delay. Where were we? Oh yeah, these parts, the back part of the wing the sections closest to the fuselage. Are these the slats, the flaps, or the horizontal stabilizer?
Wait, number 11?
Number 11, the slats, the flaps, or the horizontal stabilizer. It's this little
Well, I'm
the
gonna go
back
with
part of the wing
flaps.
closest to the fuselage. What was that?
Flaps, because I'm gonna go with flaps because we already covered horizontal stabilizer and whatever the other one was.
The other one was slats. You're using the old test taking skills you learned in high school. It's a process of elimination.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll give it a little time for everyone to go ahead and get their guesses in.
And if
I think
people
you're
are
onto
just
something.
joining, it's what, roosterteeth.com/play if they want to play along.
They can play along and vote. All right, we'll go ahead and close that one off. That one was pretty easy, like you said, Chris. That is indeed the flaps. Like you said, we already covered slats and horizontal stabilizer, so that helped you out. Most people got it. It looks like 98% of people locked in flaps as their guess there. We'll move on to something a little trickier here. Number 12. It's also kind of in the same position at the back end of the wing, but this is further out, closer to the wing tip itself. That part out there. Number 12. Is that the ailerons, the winglet, or the slats? Aileron, winglets, or slats?
Either winglet or the other one.
Aileron.
Aileron.
Chris is deep.
I'm gonna go.
I thought you were going to say something like, "I'm going to go put the dog away," and you were just going to leave and just leave me.
No,
all by
I'm gonna
myself.
go. Bye.
Oh, we lost Chris.
This is me distracting because I don't know the answer. Let's just go with aileron. Yeah, we'll go with aileron.
Chris with
aileron or
an
winglet?
unsure answer there. Most people seem to be agreeing with you, Chris. It's an overwhelming majority. And
confidence.
Yeah, you all are correct. It is the aileron. Good job, Chris.
All right.
Okay, number 13. You see it's at the very end there at the wingtip. What is that part? Is it the wing, vertical stabilizer, or winglet?
We'll go with winglet. It's a little thing that's pointing up from the wing.
Yeah.
We'll go with winglet.
That points up at the very tip of the wing. Not all planes have this. Some of them do. It's more common nowadays than it used to be. And I see people talking about it. Everyone's trying to figure it out. Oh, I see some people know quite a bit about this in chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna discuss some of the things that they're talking about here in just a minute once we give the answers.
Flap.
So, all right, I think we can probably cut that one off. Number 13 is indeed the winglet. People overwhelmingly guessing winglet. Who was it? Someone in chat. I got to find a comment. Bracel
in chat said it was the cockpit.
In chat, Bracel asked if they aren't also called sharklets. Yes, depending on the manufacturer, or sometimes they can be referred to as sharklets. I think typically Boeing will call them winglets and Airbus will call them sharklets. I think it has to do with the angle that they are, if they're straight up vertically or if they're at an angle. I'm not entirely sure about that. I think that's the difference. But yeah, Danny, California says it stops wingtip vortices. So it helps reduce the wake turbulence of a plane and can also, and I think in some instances, make it a little more fuel efficient. So that's why you didn't used to see it. It's one of those things that they figured out later It's like through engineering and wind tunnels, and that's why now you see it a lot more often. They make it, yeah, they do make a big difference.
So they increase fuel efficiency and reduce like the wind
wake turbulence, yeah. So that the air isn't as turbulent behind them, so that other planes won't experience turbulence when following them. It's like I always give the example. I think if you think about it, air is a lot. The easy way to picture it is air is a lot like water. You know, you run your hand through like a swimming pool. You see it generates like a lot of waves and wake, right? But you know, these vortices, or say these winglets, if you had winglets on your hand, it would reduce that so that it was less wake behind it, so that other planes wouldn't, or if another person moving their hand wouldn't feel that turbulence.
And how does it increase fuel efficiency?
That's you'd have to ask Trevor that one. To ask someone with an aerospace engineering degree about that. That's way above my my level of knowledge. It's probably it's one of those things that I'm sure they just figure out, like running it through wind tunnels. They're like, oh, doing this little thing helps reduce drag, and that makes things more efficient. That's a question for a smart person. 14. Last one on this diagram. We're going to move on to some other questions after this. But number 14, this is the large cylindrical item that is mounted under the wing. What is that? Is that a power unit, an engine, or a rat?
It's an engine.
Chris,
but
going with engine. Oh, he said but.
The fact that this is the last item, I think it's unfair that the rat is not part of this quiz.
Well, you wouldn't you wouldn't see that one as often. Hopefully never. There's some people, some rat enthusiasts who are still voting for rat in the comment or in the poll, even though I think this is a pretty obvious one. Like I said, we'll go ahead and lock that one off. That is actually the engine. So with the diagram, you did really good, Chris. You only missed 2?
I think so.
Yeah. You only missed 2. I've been trying to keep track over here.
Do I get my pilot's license?
Yeah, that's what you need to get a pilot's license. They show you this picture. This is exactly it. And they ask you to label it. You can only get 2 wrong. And then if you only get 2 wrong, yeah, get in there. You can fly.
All right.
All right, let's see. All right, so we have some general questions here. We have a couple of general questions, and then we're going to go ahead and we have one more graphic to show for our final set of questions. So this is why I couldn't answer some of your questions earlier. I didn't want to expound on them because we have this like free-form section. The first question is, who is this? Someone in chat says they have an aerospace engineering degree. It increases efficiency by keeping airflow attached to the wing instead of creating uncontrolled vortices from the tip of the wing.
Oh.
So yeah, I guess it just keeps the air on top of the wing instead of going out off the side, which makes more lift. I guess you don't lose some of that efficiency from the end of the wing.
Cool.
They don't have a username. I think they might have just signed up, or they might be here for free. They have one of those temp usernames. So thank you for joining. Sorry, I wish I knew what your name was. Okay. First question. What do the wings do? What do the wings do? We got a couple of options here. You want to take a guess before I give the options, or I heard you like?
I mean, they create like lift, like make the plane go up. I mean, go ahead.
Well, that's actually the first option is generate lift, control the roll, or generate thrust.
Lift. I think it's generate lift.
Yeah, I feel like you feel pretty confident about that because you answered it before you even got any of the options presented to you. Looks like
let's lock it in.
Almost everyone is agreeing with you in chat. And yeah, so generate lift, control the roll, or generate thrust. I'm pretty sure we can probably go ahead and close that one. It's so lopsided. Yes, it is indeed generate lift. That is the whole point of having wings. And we've talked about incidents where the wings fall off, right? And that's not a good thing.
I think that's the thing you want to happen the least.
Yeah. That's bad all around. There's essentially, when a plane's flying, in stable flight, there's for the most part 4 forces that you have to counteract. You have to balance to stay in the air. The wings generate lift, which pushes the plane up. There's gravity, which is pushing the plane down. There's thrust coming out of the engine, which propels the plane forward. And then as you get thrust, you get drag from the air hitting it, which kind of pushes the plane back. So it's like you have force going this way, a force going this way, force going this way, and a force going this way. So it's like a combination of all those 4 are what you have to keep in balance in order to maintain stable flight. And the wings are part of that, and they generate lift. Okay. We kind of covered this one already earlier. This might be a gimme, Chris. What do the elevators do?
Elevators.
What do the elevators do?
Push it up or down.
I'll read you the official answers I have here.
Okay.
Does it control yaw, generate drag, or control pitch?
Control what?
Control yaw, generate drag,
Yaw,
or
can you spell
control
that?
pitch. YAW.
Pitch. Controls pitch.
Chris is going with controls pitch. So again, those options for anyone who's watching right now. What do the elevators do? It's control yaw, generate drag, or control pitch. Most people seem to be agreeing with you, Chris. What is that, 95%? With about 5% going with yaw.
I'm not even sure what yaw is.
I'll explain what yaw is once we get through this block of questions.
Okay.
Just because it may come up again.
Sounds like a combination of yeehaw. So someone wanted to shorthand yeehaw. Yeehaw! Nah,
yaw.
Just get
It's like
yaw.
y'all. Yeah, the answer is you are correct, Chris. It is control pitch. Like we talked about, when the elevators go up and down, then the airflow changes and it makes the pitch of the plane change. That's one of the directions we talked about. Number 17. Sorry, question 17. I forgot we were not doing the numbers anymore. What does the rudder do? We talked about it. It's on the back of the vertical stabilizer, the part that can turn left and right. What does the rudder do? Does it control roll, control yaw, or control pitch?
I guess it's yaw. Because roll.
You sound like a very confident German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because roll would be like. So yaw. Yeah, I think it's yaw. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like once again a lot of people agreeing with you. Was that like 93% with you there so far on control yaw? Well, it's a good thing y'all are very smart. It is indeed control yaw. So I was talking about the different axes that a plane can move on. Yaw is this axis. That's why I didn't say it earlier, because I knew we had this question. So yaw is essentially staying on a level plane and turning left and right. Think about, again, like you said earlier, like a ship. When you adjust the rudder on a ship, it turns left and right. Ships obviously can't go up and down, but it's that same motion, left and right. That's yaw. So it's, I can answer these, right?
Well, ships can go up and down, but they shouldn't.
They should not. So number 18, what do the ailerons do? The ailerons. So we just pointed them out on that diagram. Do they generate lift, control roll, or generate drag? Again, that's the ailerons. Do they generate lift, control roll, or generate drag?
They control roll.
Ailerons.
Is it drag or is it drag? Shoot.
So many questions.
No, because I think it's control roll.
Control roll. You locking that one in?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and see. The ailerons, they do indeed control roll. You are correct, Chris. So that's one of the other ones. We talked about yaw and roll and pitch. Those are the different axes that you can move on. There's 3 of them because we live in a 3-dimensional world.
Some of us do.
I want to say I just got a note. I guess our merchandise was not available. The merchandise we were talking about, the shirts and everything, was not available when we started the podcast. There was a delay in getting it. It's all there now. All the Black Box Now merch is there now. You go to store.roosterteeth.com. It's all available, and you get, like we said, triple points on any purchases between now and midnight Central Time.
So it's all there.
It's all there. Okay.
Prove we should have people prove it by going.
Well, I saw people in chat saying that they were trying to buy it and it wasn't there. I didn't want to say anything until I knew what the status was, and I just got an update that it is there now.
Okay.
So, you guys can go. Yeah, and send us some.
You can still prove it.
Yeah,
you can prove it with by buying something, but you get 3 times the loyalty points on Black Box Down items and through midnight. And that's okay. That's free stuff. That's like free. You can earn free shipping, free coupons, free.
That's just good business.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the opposite of runway 18? We're running a little. We're starting to run short on time. We're nearing the end of our panel. So I'm a little faster here. What is the opposite of runway 18? You want me to give you the options?
Yeah. Give me the options.
Is it 36, 00, or 81?
It's not 00.
The opposite of runway 18. Is it 36, 00, or 81?
Part of me wants to say it's like backwards. I know it changes, but I think it's like 3. Is it 36? Because it's like, what is it? Oh man, now I'm like doubting myself.
Hey, Chris will be back.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
I think I went to a calculator and it closed the vmix like an idiot because I was like, okay, 36.
I love that. I said I needed to start going faster, and then Chris immediately leaves the call.
Okay, all right. Just go with 81 is what my heart wants to say, but go with 36.
36. You are correct. Your heart was wrong. It is 36.
So often it is.
Well, follow up to that. Hopefully you can answer this one a little faster. What's the opposite of runway 13? Is it 31, 29, or 33? Again, we're looking for the opposite of runway 13. Is it 31, 29, or 33? You can see the
33.
Chris's the gears in Chris's head are turning.
29.
Got Chris saying
Wait,
29.
No. I take that back. It's 13.
Oh, gotta hurry, Chris. We're ready real low.
Okay. All right. Now I'm all mixed up. Hold on 1 second. I'm not going to close that this time. 1, 3. Well, is it?
Again, the opposite of runway
What?
13. Is it 31, 29, or 33?
I don't know. 29 or 31. I'll go with 29 because
The correct answer is 31.
what I do. I explain to me again how this is calculated.
There's one more, and then I'll explain it.
Oh man.
We got 4 minutes here, Chris. What's the
Okay,
opposite
all right.
of runway 27? The opposite of runway 27. Is it 45, 09, or 72?
09.
It's the opposite of runway 27. Is it 45, 09, or 72?
Show me the options again. It's
The opposite of 27. Is it 45, 09, or 72?
27. Is it 09? No.
That is correct. You are
Is
right.
it?
Chris.
I was right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the difference is 18. So the opposite of 27 is you subtract 18.
It was some
it's
like
9.
odd thing. It was
Yeah.
like some odd.
For 13,
like-
you add 18, it's 31. And then for the first one was 18, you add 18, it's 36. Because there's 360 degrees in a circle. And when you go in the opposite direction, you go 180 degrees opposite, which is 18. So all the
That's
runways
right.
are numbered that way.
That's right. I was like, it's some weird number, but 18 is not that weird when you think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Got 3 minutes left. We're going to show you a couple of planes just to see if everyone can identify the planes.
Okay.
And there's a you see on the right side there's a bank. You can match them. Those are all the different answers and all the different planes, numbered 1 through 6.
All right. All right. I'll start. Concorde is number 6.
Yes.
What's that chunky one on the left, bottom left? That's a. Is that a Concorde?
Tell me the number.
3.
Okay, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we gotta go fast. All right, 3 is a Concorde. 6 is a. Where did it go? Wait, what did I say? No, 6.
You said number
6
number
is
6 is a Concorde.
6 is a Concorde. 3 is the Airbus. And
The
then,
A380.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the number 1 is the 737.
Okay.
No, 747. And number 2 is the 737. No. 2 is the Dash 8. 4 is the Lockheed.
Okay.
And 5. Wait, what have I not used?
All that's left is the 737.
I think that's a 5. No,
got, like-
747 is 5. 737 is 1. Airbus is Bank Airbus is 3. Dash 8 is 2. Lockheed is 4.
You got some of them. Let's see what you got right. You got that one right. You got number 1. You got correct. Number 1, that is a 737. Southwest really only flies 737, so you got that right. Number 2 is indeed a Dash 8. Number 3, that's an L1011 TriStar. You said A380. Number 4, that is the Airbus A380. You said L1011 TriStar. You flipped those two. And the other ones you got correct. Number 5 is a 747. Number 6
So I
is
just
a
flipped
Concorde.
3 and 4. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
you just flipped
I'll
those
take that.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So overall, you did really good. Out of the 21 questions, you only got 3 wrong, which is fantastic. You got 4 out of the 6 planes right. You just swapped 2. That's really good. We're out of time. We got to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you, Chris. Don't forget, we got merch available right now. Store.roosterteeth.com. Got new shirt, mug, stickers. You get
three times points till the midnight. And if you haven't subscribed to Black Box Down, go subscribe right now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Share it with a friend. All right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you, Chris. You did great. Huge thank you to Dennis. He put the quiz together. He's really the driving force behind this podcast. Couldn't do it without you, Dennis. Thank you, everyone.
He's the engine.
Have a good weekend. Yeah. He's giving us thrust. He's lifting us up. All right. Bye.
Bye.